eyes in a window at midnight, footsteps where no road exists, a perfect copy of your loved one smiling from the wrong doorway. Tonight, we're diving into 3 real accounts that prove the most ordinary job or move-in can flip into a waking nightmare without warning. Clara was 23, juggling side gigs after dropping out of college when she found the Cedar Grove farm listing. Easy money. Keep the lights on, water a few plants, and enjoy a quiet Vermont valley miles from the nearest neighbor, or so the owners claimed. Day 1 felt like a vacation. Day 2 brought the first prick of unease. Gravel crunching under a bathroom window, gone before she could focus. She convinced herself it was a raccoon. On the 3rd morning, she spotted him, a man in a faded denim jacket trudging up the dirt drive. Gray stubble, ball cap pulled low. He greeted her through the chain-latched door, saying he lived just down the lane and wanted to be sure she was all right. Polite enough until Clara texted the homeowners. Their reply landed an hour later. Nobody lives within 5 miles. Call us if he returns. That night, the house felt smaller. The dark, thicker. At 2 a.m., the back door knob jiggled. Once, twice, a metallic cough that froze her blood. Clara called the county sheriff. 20 minutes later, blue lights painted the kitchen ceiling. Deputies followed muddy footprints from the woods straight to the back step, then marched a familiar denim jacket out of the trees. The man offered a name that didn't exist in any database. Rumor later tied him to an unsolved camper disappearance from 2015, but nothing was ever proven. Clara finished the week with every light blazing and never took another house-sitting gig in the middle of nowhere. But Clara's brush with the unknown was practically courteous compared to the next job that paid in nightmares. Aaron had exactly $97 left when the ad appeared. Need experienced mechanic to revive 73 pickup. Room, board, and cash bonus. The address pinned to a blank spot in Wyoming sage country. Perfect, or so he thought. Shadow Ridge Ranch greeted him with peeling paint, wind-bent fences, and owner Hank Gray, a man whose sentences ended before they ever really began. Hank showed Aaron a spare bedroom, mentioned the well pump, and drifted back inside like a ghost with chores. No cell bars, no neighbors, just endless brown hills under a red sun. Aaron spent the first night cataloging busted wires and seized bolts. Near midnight, something scratched a full lap around the clapboard walls. Slow, deliberate. He told himself it was deer rubbing antlers, until a long shadow slid across the only lit window panes. The shape was too tall, too thin, with joints that didn't bend quite right. By the time Aaron flung the door open, the yard was empty, dust settling. The next morning, Hank dismissed it with a shrug. Pronghorn got curious, yet local gossip, pried loose at the feed store 15 miles away, spoke of a drifter hired 2 summers prior who'd abandoned his duffel and never reclaimed his pay. The sheriff's office still kept an open missing person file. That night, the face returned, pressed to the glass, barely 3 feet from Aaron's own. Skin like wet paper, eyes darker than night itself. Aaron refused to blink until it retreated into the sage. He slept dressed, boots on, and had the truck running by sunrise. Hank accepted the keys, counted folded bills into Aaron's palm, and watched him leave with an expression somewhere between relief and regret. Weeks later, Aaron learned the ranch went up for sale the same day. No one knows if Hank moved, or if the thing that watched through windows finally moved him. You've heard of strangers and stalkers? Now meet the nightmare that wears someone you love like a mask. Lisa never feared the paranormal. She grew up sensing echoes most people miss, but Pine Haven Trailer 14 taught her that some echoes answer back. She moved in with her boyfriend Mark last fall, an aging single-wide jammed between Douglas firs in rural Oregon. The first hint was mild, cupboards unlatched, soft knocking in rooms nobody occupied. Lisa chalked it up to settling wood and late-night breezes. Then came the hallway incident. Filling a glass at 1 a.m., she looked up to see Mark grinning around the bedroom doorway, playful, half-hidden. She laughed, until the real Mark called her name from behind. He'd never left the bed. Days later, every shoe from their rack sat neatly side by side across the floor like an audience, and the dogs trembled, refusing to enter the room. The iron-barred crate, far too heavy for them to budge, had been shoved halfway into the kitchen. While searching for a rational cause, Lisa's pry bar struck hollow boards under the porch. Buried beneath was a dusty mini DV camcorder and a single cassette labeled Summer '94. On screen, a teen girl, Mark's mother, twirled in the very hallway Lisa now paced at night. Mid-dance, her smile collapsed. She stared wide-eyed at something just off-camera. A dark outline seeped into frame, quick as a blink, and the tape cut to static. Town archives revealed a grim footnote. Mark's uncle, age 14, vanished that same summer. Authorities floated theories that he'd offed himself in the nearby river, but no evidence surfaced. That evening, the entity escalated. Lisa stepped from the bathroom to find Mark standing in the open closet. Identical build, identical flannel. Yet the real Mark was brushing his teeth behind her. The duplicate dissolved into a silhouette as thin as smoke, leaving the closet door swinging. Desperate, Lisa burned sage from corner to corner while chanting an old cleansing prayer. Activity stopped. For 3 peaceful nights, nothing breathed outside the walls. Until curiosity won, she replayed the tape. The final 5 seconds were new. The dark silhouette now faced the camera directly, tilting its head as though it finally noticed who'd been watching all along. 3 stories, 1 lesson. Distance from civilization doesn't keep danger out. It locks it in with you. Which account rattled you most? The silent stranger at the farmhouse? The paper-faced prowler in the sage? Or the shadow that can borrow your identity? Tell me below, smash that like button if the chill hits home, and be sure to subscribe before the lights go out, because the next story might be tapping at your window already.